Stop scrolling. This message is urgent. Something ordinary, something you see every single day, may be quietly standing between you and the blessings meant for your life. Not through bad luck, not through fate, but through a habit so common that almost no one questions it. Tonight, the truth gets exposed. This video reveals how everyday routines can interfere with peace, clarity, and spiritual flow. You will learn why certain objects carry more influence than they appear to, especially in the place where your body rests and your spirit resets. Ancient wisdom, spiritual principles, and modern patterns all point to the same warning. When rest is disturbed, blessings struggle to reach you. Many people pray, work hard, and stay hopeful, yet still feel blocked. Progress feels delayed, peace feels distant, energy feels drained. The reason often stays hidden, not because it is complex, but because it looks harmless. By the end of this video, that hidden barrier will be clearly revealed, along with the simple but powerful step needed to remove it. Staying until the end matters. The final insight ties everything together and explains why timing plays a critical role in spiritual alignment. Missing it could mean missing the moment when change becomes possible. This is not fear. This is awareness, not superstition, truth. Once this knowledge enters your mind, it becomes impossible to ignore. Small changes can unlock big shifts, but only when applied with intention and understanding. Tonight, clarity replaces confusion and silence replaces noise. Welcome to Shaolin Divine Flow, a place where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Subscribe now and walk with us toward peace, balance, and divine alignment. Listen closely. The bed is not just a place to sleep. It is the one place where the body surrenders control, where defenses drop, where the mind slows and the heart becomes open. Spiritually, that makes the bed powerful. Ancient traditions understood this deeply. Rest was never seen as weakness. It was seen as alignment. When the body rests, the soul speaks louder. When the noise fades, awareness rises. That is why moments of clarity often come at night, and why worry also tries to enter there first. The bed is a place of vulnerability. No masks, no roles, no performance, just truth. Whatever energy surrounds you in that space seeps in quietly. Peace strengthens you. Chaos drains you. This is why the condition of your rest shapes the direction of your days. Every night, the mind carries the weight of the day into the bed. Stress, fear, hope, prayer, gratitude. The bed becomes the meeting point between the visible and the unseen, between exhaustion and renewal, between surrender and trust. Spiritually, sleep is a reset, not only for the body but for intention. What you allow into that space before rest often determines the tone of the next morning. Calm brings clarity, stillness brings insight, disturbance brings delay. Sacred texts and ancient masters spoke often about guarding the moments of rest, not because sleep itself was holy, but because the state of the heart during rest was influential. In those quiet hours, the mind is most impressionable. Seeds are planted without resistance. That is why peace must be protected there. That is why distractions carry weight. That is why the bed deserves respect. When rest is honored, strength returns naturally. When rest is disturbed, imbalance follows quietly, and most people never realize where it begins. Now pay attention, because this is where discomfort begins. There is something placed on countless beds every single night. It feels normal, it feels harmless, it even feels necessary. People say it helps them relax, unwind, or feel connected. No one questions it. No one warns about it. Yet spiritually, it changes the atmosphere instantly. Almost everyone keeps it within arm's reach. Some place it beside the pillow. Some hold it until their eyes close. Some wake up and reach for it before touching the floor. It never sleeps. It never rests. It constantly sends signals. Ancient wisdom teaches that rest requires stillness. But this object carries movement. It carries noise. Even when silent, thoughts jump. Emotions react. The heart stays alert when it should be surrendering. This is how peace gets interrupted without resistance. At night, the mind is open. The soul is receptive. That is when impressions go deepest. Whatever stays close in those moments leaves a mark. not loudly, quietly, gradually. People wonder why they feel restless despite exhaustion, why prayers feel rushed, why mornings begin heavy, why focus disappears so easily. The cause hides in plain sight, blending into routine so perfectly that it feels invisible. This object invites the outside world into the most private space, other people's thoughts, other people's fears, other people's chaos. Instead of silence, it brings stimulation. Instead of grounding, it brings comparison. Instead of peace, it brings urgency. Spiritual flow requires simplicity. Blessings require room to land. When the bed becomes crowded with signals, the heart never fully settles. The body lies down, but the spirit stays standing, waiting, alert, guarded. That is why even sleep feels shallow. That is why rest feels incomplete. This is not about blame, it is about awareness. The truth becomes uncomfortable only because it is close. Rest, it is more than a pause. It is a command, a rhythm, a gift. Ancient teachings understood the sacredness of rest long before modern science could measure it. Every tradition, every scripture, every master spoke of stillness not as laziness but as alignment. When the body rests, the spirit awakens. When the mind is quiet, wisdom speaks. When the heart pauses, faith becomes visible. The Bible calls it Sabbath, not just a day but a principle, a rhythm of trust, a time to step back from effort and allow divine guidance to flow. Rest is not the absence of work, it is the presence of awareness. It reconnects us to what truly matters. It is in those quiet hours that intuition whispers, clarity arrives, and direction becomes clear. Ancient masters taught that the body is the temple of the soul, and the temple must be honored. Rest replenishes energy, yes, but it also recalibrates intention. Peace settles the chaos within. Gratitude rises naturally when the mind has space to breathe. Faith grows not only in action but in surrender, and surrender requires stillness. Even the act of lying down carries meaning. In that moment, the soul is exposed. The day dissolves. Thoughts linger, prayers rise, and the unseen world responds. It is a time when the material and spiritual meet. Every disturbance, every distraction, every unnecessary item nearby interferes with this delicate balance. The more the bed carries outside noise, the harder it becomes to hear the subtle voice of guidance. The rhythm of rest aligns us with blessings we cannot earn, only receive. It is where patience begins, where trust strengthens, where divine timing becomes tangible. Every night offers this opportunity. Every morning rewards it, yet few recognize it. When rest is honored, life flows in harmony. When rest is disturbed, even faith struggles to anchor. The connection between peace, trust, and divine alignment is alive in the quiet moments we so often overlook. This is where the truth becomes urgent. The object on your bed does more than just occupy space. It carries energy, invisible energy that disturbs the natural flow of your spirit. Even when silent, it whispers. Even when idle, it reacts. Every notification, every vibration, every signal it sends keeps the mind alert when it should be at rest. Distraction seeps in like water through cracks, slowly, almost unnoticed, but persistent. Anxiety thrives in that space. Small worries grow larger. Thoughts circle endlessly. The heart remains tense, waiting for input, waiting for reaction. What should be still becomes restless. Sleep becomes shallow. Dreams feel heavy. Even prayers lose their weight, because the mind never fully releases control. The soul struggles to breathe when the atmosphere is unsettled. Blessings require silence. They require openness. They require a heart that can listen and a mind that can wait. But spiritual noise interrupts that. It scatters focus. It delays insight. It muffles the quiet nudges that guide decisions, inspire actions, and attract opportunities. The more this object stays close, the more subtle chaos builds. It is not dramatic. It is not explosive. It is slow, steady, persistent. Many fail to see the connection because the object is familiar. It feels necessary. It promises connection, convenience, or comfort. Yet in reality, it steals connection with your own spirit. It steals moments of clarity. It steals the invisible space where blessings gather before entering your life. This is why small changes matter. Why removing one item can shift the entire energy of your bed. Why peace is not optional if you want growth, clarity, and alignment. The flow of divine favor, of insight, of opportunity all depends on calm, receptive space. Even a single night of clarity begins the process. Even a single moment of stillness signals your spirit that it is time to receive. Spiritual noise is subtle, but its impact is profound. The choice to restore peace lies within your hands. The world moves fast, faster than ever before. Notifications ping endlessly. Screens glow late into the night. Messages arrive without pause. The mind is trained to respond, react, scroll, compare. These habits feel normal, even necessary, but spiritually, they quietly erode stillness. They chip away at clarity. They cloud gratitude. When the bed becomes a stage for this constant stimulation, the mind never fully settles. Thoughts race before sleep. Anxiety lingers in the corners. Gratitude fades because the heart is too busy absorbing distraction to notice the blessings already present. Every habit that invites noise into the final moments of the day interrupts the natural rhythm of reflection, rest, and alignment. Modern life teaches efficiency, connection, and multitasking. Spiritual life teaches patience, presence, and pause. The two collide in the most intimate space, your bed. Without realizing it, small choices stack up, scrolling before sleep, responding to late-night messages, leaving objects that carry energy too close. Each action is tiny on its own, almost invisible, but over time the accumulation becomes a barrier. The mind loses depth, the spirit loses focus, opportunities pass unnoticed, insights go unheard. Clarity requires silence, gratitude requires attention. Yet habits of convenience, entertainment, and constant connection create an invisible fog. It is subtle, quiet, relentless. And most people never notice it until the weight becomes heavy, until mornings feel hollow, until motivation wanes, until blessings feel delayed. Spiritual stillness is not achieved by escaping the world. It is achieved by reclaiming sacred space, by creating moments of calm amid chaos, by allowing the mind to rest, the heart to open, and the soul to breathe. Every night offers this chance. Every habit shapes the outcome. Small shifts in routine, seemingly insignificant, ripple through life in ways most cannot yet see. The quiet choice to honor rest becomes the first step toward reclaiming clarity, presence, and gratitude. Pay attention. The signs are subtle at first, almost invisible, yet they are there, quietly signaling that something is blocking the flow of blessings in your life. Restlessness creeps in. Nights feel longer than days. The mind refuses to settle. Even in moments of stillness, a nagging tension lingers. You wake, but your spirit never fully rested. Delays become common. Opportunities slip past unnoticed. Projects stall for no apparent reason. Conversations that should be simple feel heavy. Doors that should open remain closed. It is as if time itself resists you, and no amount of effort seems to change the pattern. Financial pressure appears, often unexpectedly. Bills arrive faster than earnings. Small setbacks accumulate into weighty burdens. The energy of scarcity feeds itself, making even small wins feel fleeting. It is not just money, it is the sense of lack that permeates decisions, relationships, and confidence. Mental heaviness follows. Thoughts spiral endlessly. Focus disappears. Motivation fades. Even prayer or meditation feels distant, as though something invisible is standing between you and clarity. You know you should feel peace, yet tension clings to every corner of the mind. These signs are not punishment. They are signals. They indicate a misalignment, a blockage that must be recognized before transformation can occur. Most ignore them, believing the world is unfair, that luck has turned, or that obstacles are random. But the truth is more precise. The blockage is often subtle, hidden in plain sight, tied to habits, objects, or patterns that disrupt rest, stillness, and spiritual flow. When you recognize these signs, you gain the power to act. Awareness itself is the first step toward change. The body, mind, and spirit are all speaking the same language, and the moment you listen, the path toward restoration begins. January 14th is not just another day. It carries energy, purpose, and timing that can shift the course of your life. It is a symbolic reset, a moment carefully aligned with cycles of renewal and clarity. The date is a marker, a signpost inviting you to pause, reflect, and release what no longer serves you. In spiritual practice, timing matters. Actions taken without intention often dissipate into the noise of life. But when a day is chosen to symbolize change, the universe recognizes it. January 14th becomes more than a calendar date. It becomes an opportunity to realign both heart and action. Small acts on this day ripple outward, touching unseen channels and unlocking doors that have remained closed. This is a moment to let go, to remove the distractions, the objects, the habits that quietly interfere with rest, peace, and spiritual flow. It is a day to honor your own sacred space, to reclaim the energy that has been scattered by unseen forces. Symbolically, by choosing this day, you are telling yourself and the universe that you are ready to receive, to move forward, and to restore balance. Alignment is not abstract. It is the harmony between intention and action. January 14th asks you to act deliberately, not out of fear or habit, but out of faith and awareness. The smallest steps, removing a single item, creating stillness, offering a prayer of gratitude, carry far greater weight when performed with conscious purpose on a day set aside for renewal. Many people overlook timing. They believe change can happen anytime. And while that is true in part, there is power in deliberate alignment. January 14th offers clarity. It offers focus. It offers a tangible point to begin again, to reset, and to open space for blessings that have long been waiting. The day becomes a pivot, a chance to transform restlessness into peace, delay into progress, and distraction into stillness. On this day, intention and action meet, and the unseen begins to respond. January 14th is your opportunity to act. The steps are simple, yet their impact is profound. Begin by removing the object that has been silently disrupting your rest, your peace, and the flow of blessings. Place it out of reach, out of sight, and out of influence. This single action may feel small, but its spiritual significance is enormous. Next, clean the space around your bed. Clear the clutter, sweep away the unnecessary, and create an atmosphere that invites calm. A tidy, quiet space signals to your mind and spirit that this is sacred ground. Energy moves where attention goes, and by creating openness, you allow clarity, insight, and divine alignment to enter. Even the simplest act of organizing becomes a ritual of intention. Then, set your intention with faith. Before lying down, speak to your spirit, your higher self, or the universe. Offer gratitude for what already exists. Invite peace, focus, and renewal. Declare that this night and the days ahead will be different, that your rest will be protected, your mind calm, and your blessings allowed to flow. Intention is not just words. It is a signal, a beacon that directs energy toward the life you are ready to receive. Act deliberately. Move with awareness. Do not underestimate the power of these small conscious steps. The removal of distraction, the creation of space, and the declaration of faith are more than routine. They are alignment. They bridge the gap between the visible world and the unseen, between effort and reward, between delay and breakthrough. Even one night of focused action can shift the atmosphere around you. Even a single intentional habit can ripple into clarity, peace, and opportunity. January 14th becomes the moment when rest transforms from a passive state into an active gateway for blessings. The energy you cultivate, the stillness you protect, and the faith you declare all converge to invite what has long been waiting. Obedience carries power that understanding alone cannot reach. The mind wants to question, to debate, to analyze every step before acting. It asks why, how, and when. But blessings do not wait for arguments. They respond to action. They follow movement, not hesitation. Faith is alive in the moment you act, even before comprehension arrives. When you remove what blocks your rest, clean your space, and set your intention, you are speaking a language the universe understands, a language of surrender, trust, and alignment. The act itself, simple as it may seem, is the key. Waiting for complete understanding keeps you stagnant. Action opens doors. Obedience invites flow. History, scripture, and countless testimonies all point to the same truth. Those who act without fully grasping the reason often experience the greatest transformation. It is the willingness to follow guidance, the courage to take steps that feel small or unclear, that shifts energy. The mind may resist, the heart may doubt, yet the body moves forward anyway, and in that movement, unseen forces respond. Obedience transforms hesitation into opportunity. It turns uncertainty into clarity. It converts doubt into momentum. When the small action of removing a single object or creating sacred space is performed with intention, the ripple extends far beyond the immediate moment. It touches your sleep, your focus, your energy, your relationships, and even the flow of blessings that have been delayed. Arguments, questions, and overthinking keep potential locked away, but decisive, faithful action unlocks it. The universe recognizes alignment before logic. It responds to readiness before explanation. What you may not understand today, you will see unfold tomorrow. Every small, obedient step taken in faith is a declaration that you are ready to receive, and readiness always precedes arrival. Blessings follow those who move. They follow those who trust. They follow those who act, even when the reason is not fully visible. Obedience is the bridge between waiting and receiving, between desire and fulfillment, between intention and manifestation. Countless people have discovered the power of this simple change. The moment they removed the object from their bed, cleaned the space, and set their intention, something shifted. It was subtle at first, a lighter feeling in the chest, a quieting of the mind, a sense that the day's worries were no longer clinging to them, and then it became undeniable. Many describe a deep sense of peace they had never experienced before. Sleep came easier, more restorative. Thoughts slowed. Decisions became clearer. Even the smallest challenges felt manageable because the invisible weight pressing down on their mind was lifted. The shift was immediate for some, gradual for others, but the transformation was always real. People noticed blessings arriving in ways they had almost forgotten to expect. Opportunities they had been waiting for appeared. Energy returned. Motivation surged. Gratitude replaced anxiety. What had once seemed ordinary, resting without distraction, revealed itself as extraordinary. The small act of obedience, repeated with intention, unlocked a flow that had been quietly waiting. Stories poured in from those who realized the truth. Clarity, peace, and alignment are not earned by force. They are invited through awareness and action. Those who hesitated before found courage. Those who doubted found faith. Even habits long believed to be harmless, when changed, brought profound impact. The lesson was clear. Transformation does not always require monumental steps. Often it requires only the willingness to act, to honor rest, to protect the sacred space where body, mind, and spirit intersect, to open the door for blessings that have been quietly waiting, asking only for attention, intention, and obedience. These testimonies are not exceptions. They are evidence that a single conscious change can ripple outward, touching every corner of life. Peace arrives first, and from peace, everything else follows. Those who embrace this habit see the invisible become tangible, the blocked flow restored, and the quiet power of alignment revealed. Do not wait another night. Every moment spent in hesitation allows blessings to remain just out of reach. Small obedience opens doors that thought alone cannot unlock. The steps are simple, yet their impact is profound, removing what blocks your peace, creating space for stillness, and setting intention with faith. Take this step on January 14th. Protect your rest, honor your sacred space. Trust that even the smallest action carries immense power. Change begins not with understanding, but with the courage to act. If this message spoke to you, like this video and subscribe to Shaolin Divine Flow. Join a community committed to clarity, peace, and spiritual alignment. Share this insight with someone who needs it and multiply the blessings that await. Remember this: when your rest is sacred, your life becomes unstoppable. Small steps of faith today create miracles that last a lifetime.